Welcome back into the Awesemo YouTube channel. My name's Geoff Ulrich, bringing you Jock Market picks for Week 9 of the NFL season. And if you haven't heard, Jock Market has turned fantasy sports into a stock exchange. Forget waiting until the end of the game to make money. Jock Market allows you to buy and sell shares of players in real time for real money. Guaranteed payouts, all the shares at the end of the night. They got daily markets in NBA, MLB, NHL, and PGA. You can make real money every hour, every minute, every second of any match or game. Use the pre-game IPO to pick up shares of your favorite players. Then you buy, sell, or hold them during the game based on your own analysis. Download the app to get started. Use our exclusive Awesemo bonus code, Awesemo, for up to a $50 bonus on your first deposit. This is an exclusive offer only for the Awesemo community, so make sure to take advantage of it today. That's Awesemo for a $50 deposit bonus. Now, let's get to these picks for Week 9 of the NFL season on Jock Market IPO. And first player I want to talk about, and I talked about this player a lot last week, but I'm going right back to him. That's Elijah Mitchell of the San Francisco 49ers. Yes, Mitchell went off last week, going for 137 yards and a touchdown on just 18 carries against the Bears rush defense. He's now averaging 6.7 yards per carry over his last two games. He's coming up against the Cardinals here. And look, I know the Cardinals are a good team, but this is also a team allowing 4.9 yards per carry on the ground over the season. It's the third worst mark in the NFL. Last week we saw what the Packers did to them. Aaron Jones, A.J. Dillon. This team really got banged up on the ground, allowed over 130 yards rushing to the Packers running backs. Mitchell's now taken over 60% of the snaps in each of his last three games. Clearly, he's Kyle Shanahan's dude. So we've got Mitchell running really well, averaging big yards per carry, and going up against a bit of a banged-up Cardinals defense here, who's not really been good against the run all year. This is a player who's still not projecting with a ton of love throughout the industry either, so you may be able to get on him relatively cheap this week in the IPOs. I really like Elijah Mitchell. I think San Francisco's got a very good chance to win that game too, and Mitchell is going to have a big day if they do end up winning. So that's my first pick. Let's get to the second pick of the week. I'm going to go to the wide receiver position. Let's go to Brandin Cooks of the Houston Texans. I love this Miami Dolphins and Houston Texans game for fantasy purposes. You've got two poor pass defense. You've got the Miami Dolphins who love to play at a fast pace. And you've got Brandin Cooks, who enters this game with a 27.5% team target share. That's fourth best in the league, projecting up there with guys like Devontae Adams and he and Tyrod Taylor. Yes, Tyrod Taylor going to be back under center for the Houston Texans this week. He and Tyrod Taylor connect for 134 yards in week 1 on just 5 catches. So you should see that average depth of target for Brandin Cooks go way up here against Miami. And Miami secondary, they got some talent. They've been banged up all year, and they've played really poor all year. They've allowed the most receiving touchdowns to opposing wide receivers through week 8 and the second most yards to that position as well. Cooks is another player that people seem to be underrating here a little bit. But again, Miami likes to play at a fast pace. Even if the Texans get way behind in this game, it's going to be very good for Cooks' potential. You have a Miami pass rush, doesn't get many sacks. Tyrod Taylor probably going to be a more effective downfield passer than Davis Mills was. I love buying low on Cooks, and Cooks is also a player you could look to get it in on in-game here. Again, if the Texans fall way behind and Cooks is sort of lagging his production, well, there could be plenty of garbage time for him with those prevent defenses. So all things considered, Cooks is a player I really like targeting here on Jock Market for Week 9. My third pick going to be with the wide receiver position as well. Let's go to Justin Jefferson of the Minnesota Vikings. This Baltimore defense is not one we should be scared off of, people. They're allowing 7.8 yards per pass attempt against. That's the 6th worst mark in the league. Again, this defense is up there with teams like Houston and Jacksonville in terms of allowing big plays. So Justin Jefferson, we know he's a big play wide receiver. He's still averaging more than 2 yards per reception than Adam Thielen. And I think Adam Thielen might be scaring people off Jefferson a little bit here, but I would still rather take a shot with the second-year player. Teams also love to throw against the Baltimore Ravens. Again, that Ravens offense really pushing teams to play at a faster pace, pass the ball more as well. Teams are averaging over 38 pass attempts against the Ravens. So it's a really good spot for Justin Jefferson to get up there with 9 or 10 targets in this game. And again, this secondary has not been that good. It's one that Justin Jefferson can take advantage of. And all things considered, I really like this game too, Baltimore, Minnesota, for fantasy purposes. You've got two defenses a little bit overrated here. You've got some really good weapons in the passing game. We know what Lamar can do. I think Justin Jefferson's a really good buy low target, and I don't think he's going to be very popular in the IPO. So definitely think about putting up some bids on him pre-game. So those are going to be my 3 picks, guys, for week 9 of the NFL here. We got Elijah Mitchell, 49ers. We've got Brandin Cooks, Houston Texans. We've got Justin Jefferson of the Minnesota Vikings. Before you leave, make sure you smash that like button, subscribe to the Awesemo YouTube channel. And if you haven't already, make sure you have yourself a good week 9. I'm Geoff Ulrich, and we'll talk to you again soon.